Howdy everyone, it's David Ryan, Soapmaker 2025, and I'm in a different location today. Special thanks to my friend who actually let me use this kitchen to make my first batch of soaps, and he's graciously letting me do it again. I needed a little bit more space for this one because I'm making a 9-pound batch. Also, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, because this video isn't, despite the fact that it is currently summer, this is not coming up till Christmas because this is explicitly Christmas gifts from my coworkers, and I actually have mentioned this in the past that I wanted to do it and I was planning on doing it, but I do kind of want it to be a surprise, so I'm going to schedule this to come out probably the third Wednesday of December, maybe even on Christmas Day. I don't know. I have a lot of time to decide that, but I'm really excited to get going. This is going to be, like I said, this is going to be a 9-pound batch, and this is my biggest batch I've done, and I'm kind of nervous because if I mess this up, I will have wasted a lot of oil, but at the same time, I do need to get used to working in larger batches if I am going to start my own soap making business, because I believe the slab molds actually do, I think, 12 pounds, I'm not sure, but the 3 loaf molds that I already have are roughly 3 pounds each, and based off of what I've seen from like Royalty Soaps and I Dream of Soap and Missouri River Soaps, their slab molds make about 4 loaves of roughly the same size. So it's probably around 12 pounds, maybe up to 15 depending. So I am nervous about this, but I have a feeling I can do it. If this works, then I will also be doing a secret Christmas batch for my family, and I'm excited about the design for that. But yeah, I just wanted to, my lye solution I actually made a few days ago, so it's already cool. I'm actually waiting for the oils to cool down a little bit. And so in just a second, you'll see me attempt and hopefully not ruin my first large-scale batch of soap. It is going to be base B, and I'm going to actually be trying around with the new soap base because I don't like how soft. Actually, I haven't tried my soap base B soaps yet. They have just finished curing, but my soap base A is really soft, and I'd like a harder bar. So I'm actually going to try adding some cocoa butter to it to see if that helps strengthen it and harden it up a little bit. Also, I think I'm going to reduce the amount of castor oil in it because it is kind of slimy. But yeah, today I'm doing a peppermint swirl soap. I'm going to do half titanium dioxide, half trial by fire mica. It's just going to be a classic red and white peppermint swirl, and then I'm going to take a spoon and go woo, 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 swirl around it. And I'm using peppermint essential oil this time with kale and clay mixed in, so it holds the color fast, and I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out, and we'll go over to the soapy goodness. Okay, so I've got all of my stuff set up. This is my second take because I accidentally knocked over my titanium dioxide, as you can see right there. But I got my oils, I got my lye solution. There are some weird floaties in it, so I'm going to be using a strainer, and I got something to put my strainer in, and I got my colors right here, and my fragrance oil, which is peppermint essential oil mixed with kale and clay. And so here goes nothing. I got 3 molds over here, which I don't think you can see. Nope, you can't. So time to move on with the soapy goodness. So move that over there, and connect my stick blender for a little bit, stir it up. And I fully expect false trace to happen here, but I'm hoping it doesn't. So look at that false trace. It's just kind of gelling up there. But not all the oils are incorporated yet, so I know it is not what it is. I do believe I should have started doing that manually, but actually no, I think I'm okay. This looks thicker than I want it, but it's not. It's not bad, so I'm gonna put this off to the side here, and I guess I'll put that there. Then I am actually going to measure this time, so I need to measure roughly 700 grams. From that one. And then set that over there for right now. And the first color we're going to do, because of trace issues, is our titanium dioxide. So 1, 2, 3, and unfortunately, due to the fact that cleaning mica out of all the little containers takes like a very, very long time, I am switching to using Dixie cups, and this is definitely not enough titanium dioxide to make it particularly white, and I don't really have, do I have time to, okay, luckily my water that I had used, that I heated up earlier to make my titanium dioxide solution, was still hot, so that was easy to just whip up. Another batch, and I'm actually out of titanium dioxide now, so there's that. So yeah, this isn't making that much of a difference all told. So, at least I know that the red will be okay. So, when I've got all that, my first mold here, and just pour this down. vanilla pudding right now. And it just occurred to me that I did not add the essential oils to this, so I'm gonna do a quick this is what being anxious can do to you. You forget, you get too focused on doing something right that you drop your whisk in and mess that up while you're talking. You forget to add your fragrance oils in, and honestly, that's not the first time I've forgotten to do that. I kind of did that with one of the layers of my juniper sage. So okay, so we're going to let that set up, and then because all this is going to be one color and one fragrance, we're going to go ahead and dump that in, and then put in Trial by Fire Mica. I decided to put in the white first just because titanium dioxide does cause acceleration, and I wanted to reduce that as much as possible. And like I said, I'm using Dixie cups to make my colorants for the near future until I can find a really good way of cleaning them up, because unfortunately it takes forever to clean the little cups and get all of the mica out. And since I'm doing paid commissions now and charging for my actual work time, I don't want to have to inflate my costs because I'm cleaning. I want people to be able to afford my soap without it, with all of the, work compensation part from me making it and everything. So okay, so I'm gonna change this glove real quick because it's all okay. So I've measured out 700 grams of my red. This smells really good, by the way. That's probably set up enough to so this actually thickened a whole lot more than I expected it to. So I think Trial by Fire Mica actually might accelerate. I'm not sure. Of course, I think I have less work time with this because I have mango butter and coconut oil in it, so that probably influences how much time I actually have to work with it. That would make sense to me by my level of knowledge about soap making. So we're gonna get a spoon. We're gonna go swirl. Yeah, this is pretty thick. It's actually very hard to move the spoon around in there, which let's see how I'll clean up the edges and we'll see how this turns out in a few days. I am really nervous and also really looking forward to it. So I will see you just in a second, since all you'll see is a jump cut. It's been about 2 days since I made the soap and it's time to cut it. I checked it yesterday and it was still pretty sticky, so I decided to wait an extra day, and it seems to be a lot less sticky today. So first we will unmold. I'll just unmold all of them at first because I'd like to cut them in order of how many swirls or how many passes I went through with the spoon. And okay, the white part actually turned out better than, oh, it's still kind of soft. I don't want to risk waiting one more day and it being too hard to cut, so I'm going to go ahead and work with this anyway. I'll bevel the edges anyway, so okay, that's one of them. And then bar number 2, I'm going to have fun cleaning off the wood part of the soap mold. And then that one came out a bit better. I noted when I was putting the colorants in that I think there were chunks of titanium dioxide that did not mix up properly, and I think that's those right there. Because I know I measured out my lye just fine. Yeah, I am really happy with how that white ends up coming out. It's not. It didn't seem like it was going to turn out that good last time I saw it. And then okay, so turns out I can't actually tell from looking at it which one was my... Okay, actually, I think that one is the third. This one is probably the second one. And I think this is the one that had just one, just because it's the most even on the ends. So, let me get my ruler and mark off 1-inch bars. It will be a while before I want to smell peppermint again. I got pretty sick of it when I was... It got on everything. My friend's apartment smelled like peanut butter. Peppermint when I left. And my car until like today smelled like peppermint. And actually I'm gonna just cut this a little bit off the edge there. Cut a little off the edge here too. So this is actually about the consistency of fudge. So yeah, this one is definitely the just the one swirl, and I think it looks pretty good. Make some room. And these are going to be for my coworkers. So I'm really excited to see how they will be received. It's really strong peppermint right now, and I'm hoping it's going to dissipate because my scale that I use, because I have, one of my friends gave me this one scale that measures smaller measurements, and I was using it to measure out my fragrance because my big scale sometimes does not like it when I measure fragrances, and it does not like go up from... If I measure it too slowly, it will not read that it's gone up. So I use this one smaller scale that's meant for smaller measurements, and it called for 80 grams of peppermint oil. Well, I poured out one bottle of the peppermint oil that I had, and it was only at 40 grams. And so I opened up the second bottle and added it till it got up to 80. And then I put it in, didn't think about it. And then I noticed that I thought normally the bottles of essential oils I get are like the tea tree oil I got was 2 ounces. So I assumed that it was also, but then at the end of everything, I noticed it was actually 4 ounces, and I'd put almost over 5 ounces of peppermint essential oil in the soap. So I was worried that it was going to not set up, and it set up fine, but it is really strong. And I'm hoping in the 4 months that I have before I give them out as gifts, it will dissipate some. And that see, and that is that. Thanks for watching my first attempt at a large batch of soap. I hope that if you are learning soap making, you learn from my mistakes, and if you're just watching for entertainment, you enjoyed my mistakes. And I learned a bunch during this. I learned that one big thing that I learned was that since it's so big, I do need to move the stick blender around a lot, because the bottom was at trace before all of the oil was fully emulsified. So that's something I'm going to have to work on in the future. I'm also going to have to learn how to work a lot faster to make everything go get in, but also not make mistakes like forgetting my fragrance oil and dropping my whisk into the soap batter. But despite all of the mistakes that I made, I think I made a decent bar of soap, and I am really looking forward to giving these out. So if you have any critique for me about what I could pay attention to and do in the future, I'd appreciate that. If you have any ideas of what kind of soap I can do next, I'd appreciate that too. And if you want to follow me off of YouTube, I'm Soapmaker 2025 on Instagram and TikTok, and I look forward to seeing you next time.